big corporate political parties that are bought and paid for by Wall Street. Their choices are not our choices. Their candidates are not our candidates. Their economy is not our economy. Their government is not our government. Their prisons are not our prisons. Their police are not our police. And their endless wars are not our wars. And their recovery for the few is not our recovery. The 1% is quaking in their boots because we're waking up to the fact that we have the power and we're going to use it. We have the power to make the minimum wage a living wage. We have the power to turn the tide on climate change. We have the power to create a welcoming path to citizenship. We have the power to end the racist war on drugs. It's in our hands. Together, we can build a world that puts people and the planet and peace over profit. That's in our hands. Our power to create this new world. It's not in our hopes. It's not in our dreams. It's in our hands. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kate Alexandrova. This is Green TV, and welcome back to the Independent Green Party State Convention. It is a pleasure to introduce the Independent Green Party's Paul McIlvaine. Paul McIlvaine is an advocate for rail to Fort Belvoir. Paul McIlvaine, Independent Green Party, is a retired federal employee. Paul McIlvaine is an engineer and opera singer. The Independent Green Party's Paul McIlvaine is husband, father, and grandfather. Please welcome a strong supporter of Green Party family values and Independent Green Party candidate for House of Delegates in the 43rd District, Paul McIlvaine.
Thanks very much. Virginia, ranked 47th worst state for ethics, with the first governor in its history going to jail for corruption. And 2 years after calling for the strongest possible new ethics rules, our entrenched career politicians in Richmond lowered the gifts they can accept from $250 to $100, and that's it. They don't get it. I'm a political outsider named Paul McIlvaine. I get it. Here's my 7-point comprehensive program. Stop the bribes. It's not $250, it's not $100. The correct answer is zero, goose egg, an outright gift ban, period. The last election, 28 candidates, including my incumbent opponent, spent over $250,000 each for a part-time job that pays $17,640 per year. That's not right. Eliminate the best government money can buy and limit Virginia campaign spending to the job's salary. Term limits. The longer you're in office, the more prone you are to corruption. Everybody knows that. Let's put a halt to $1 million inaugural ball contributions. What happened to everybody buying their own ticket? It's easy. An oath of office disclosure to cure this terrible epidemic in Richmond of post-election enlightenment, I believe it's called. An independent statewide ethics commission to enforce state ethics laws. Let's stop the legislative wolf from guarding Little Red Riding Hood's grandma. Replace political gerrymandering with citizen redistricting. It's time for voters to choose their own politicians, not politicians choosing their voters. Please visit my website, that's right down there, for my 4 other major initiatives: increasing economic growth, improving health care, ending senior tax discrimination, and improving elections. I'm Paul McIlvaine. I'm a term-limited citizen legislator. I'm not soliciting your money, and I'm not planning to become an entrenched career politician for sale to the highest campaign contributor. But I am soliciting just one thing, and that's your vote. Thanks for listening, and thanks to the Independent Greens for their endorsement of my independent candidacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul McIlvaine. It is my pleasure to introduce the Independent Green Party, Janet Murphy. Janet Murphy is the Independent Green Party Arlington County Chair. Janet Murphy is a well-known and respected Independent Green Party leader. Janet Murphy has a master's degree and a specialty in information technology. Janet Murphy is a mother and a new grandmother. Janet Murphy is the Independent Green Party candidate for House of Delegates in the 47th District. Please welcome Janet Murphy.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Independent Green Party, Carey, Gail, and all my new and old friends here. We need the Independent Green Party Green New Deal. Eco-jobs for the economy, positive Green Party solutions, solar jobs, wind jobs, geothermal jobs, rail jobs, conservation jobs, weatherization jobs, efficiency jobs, insulation jobs. It's in our hands. Green growth is smart growth. Let's be fiscally conservative and cut taxpayer subsidies to zero. Zero for big oil, big auto, zero for big asphalt, big cement, and fossil fuels, please. Giving $500 billion per year in taxpayer subsidies to big oil is fiscal lunacy. The positive solution is fiscal responsibility. These are the Independent Green Party positive solutions. Fiscally conservative, socially responsible government. We need more Independent Green Party candidates, less apathy. We want a full slate of local, state, and federal Green Party candidates on the ballot every year in every race. Yes. We need more trains and rail saves lives. Rail creates jobs. Rail pays for itself through economic growth, as we've heard. Every dollar invested in rail creates over $20 in economic growth and development. The Independent Green Party vision is for a sustainable future. There are over 7 billion people on the planet. We know with renewable energy, solar, wind, geothermal, rail, walkable, bikeable, pedestrian-friendly communities, we can succeed and thrive. Prosperity and peaceful coexistence are still possible. With green innovation and ingenuity, it's in our hands to shape a prosperous eco-economy in harmony with nature. Green eco-capitalism is the new adaptive system and new face of capitalism. The green energy revolution is underway all around the world. Prices must tell the environmental truth. We must protect the global commons with the Green New Deal. It is past time to bring that green industrial revolution to the Virginia General Assembly. Green business means making profits and growing with nature. With the Green Party policymakers leading the way, engineers and scientists can and are revolutionizing efficiency because the solar age is here. Yeah. Thanks to bioeconomics, the Green Party is showing the way. Bionics is learning from nature. Biorobotics, biotechnology, biogenetics, and artificial photosynthesis are already working on problems of pollution, arable agricultural land, water shortages, and more. The Independent Green Party wants those green engineers and scientists' best practices to have a place at the policy table. We want to bring those green solutions to the state legislature. The Independent Green Party Green New Deal eco-jobs for the economy is a winner. I'm Janet Murphy, Independent Green Party candidate for House of Delegates in the 47th District. I ask for your vote on November 3rd. Absentee voting starts September 18th. Thank you. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Independent Green Party's Green New Deal advocate, Priscillia E. Burnett. Priscillia E. Burnett is a U.S. Army veteran. Priscillia E. Burnett is a retired law enforcement professional. The Independent Green Party's Priscillia E Burnett just yesterday received a major endorsement from the Virginians for better agriculture. Congratulations. Please welcome a great patriot, a great Virginian, the Independent Green Party candidate for House of Delegates in the 95th District, Priscillia E Burnett.
Thank you, Kate. Again, I am Priscillia E Burnett, as Kate so gracefully stated, running for the 95th District, which includes parts of Hampton and parts of Newport News. And also, of course, I am the chair for the Independent Green Party convention today. Since moving to Virginia in 1980, I have always worked on improving the communities in this particular area. Now, my mother, the late Johnny Mae Everett, always told me, she said, Priscilla, if there's something not right, don't sit around talking about what's wrong. Get out there and do something about it. So that's why I'm out here doing something about this. As many of the candidates has already stated, our educational system needs a change. Our children need to go to school to learn and not just pass tests. It is important that we overhaul our educational system and our high school students have a working business plan by the time they finish high school. They should also have information on how to play stock markets, what the stock market is, what the values of that stock market is. They should also be completing at least 2 languages by the time they complete high school. If they are not having languages, it's going to be very difficult for them to compete in our society without being bilingual. It is crucial to our children that we stop giving them a test to pass and teach them the importance and move them ahead in our educational system. We need to expect more from our leaders, our elected leaders, more than just a name, someone who you've known for years. You need to hold them accountable. We need to expect more from our elected leaders than just those that just go along to get along. We need to expect more from our leaders than just sitting around having meeting after meeting after meeting about violence. When our communities are becoming the wild, wild west with gunfire and other types of things, we need to find the underlying issues that create this violence and then work in order to eliminate them. And of course, we definitely need more trains and less traffic. And I definitely understood that on my way from Newport News today, since it took me 46 minutes to go 19 miles. Whew, it was a rough ride. All right, but so more trains, less traffic. As Kate stated, I am a retired Newport News police officer with over 25 years of experience. I'm a former member of the school board. I've served proudly in the United States National Guard, the United States Army Reserves. I hold an Associate's of Arts degree in liberal arts, a Bachelor's of Science degree in education in physical education with a minor in education. And of course, as they stated, I was endorsed by the Virginia Farm Bureau Federation AgPAC, with $70 billion of revenue each year in Virginia from agriculture and forestry, making it the #1 industry in Virginia. I understand, as a daughter of a farmer, the importance of agriculture and forestry. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website, www.priscillia, Priscillia Burnett, for delegate.com. Now, although you may not be able to vote for me because I'm in the 95th or the people in the 47th or the people that's running for the House of Delegates, remember, our vote will affect the entire state of Virginia. So you should learn about every candidate that's running. And as we always say, you should tell your family members that live in that district, your friends, your cousins, everyone, to go out and vote for the person who sees the views as you see them. Now, I am running in the 95th, and I am the best candidate. So on November 3rd, please tell your family, your friends, to vote and vote, expect more on November 3rd from all of your elected leaders. And with Priscilla E. Burnett, you're going to get more. Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce Independent Green Party candidate Steve Pushor. Steve Pushor runs for Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District Director. Steve Pushor is a retired information technology professional. Steve Pushor announced his Independent Green Party campaign live on Green Party Green TV, and I remember that moment very vividly. Steve was running for House of Delegates 43rd District, and then he learned Paul McIlvaine was also running. He supports the Independent Green Party More Trains, Less Traffic platform, Rail to Fort Belvoir. Steve Pushor decided to support Paul. I think this deserves a round of applause. Steve Pushor shifted to the race for Soil and Water Conservation District Director. Please welcome the Independent Green Party's Steve Pushor.
Yes, that was a critical moment that we witnessed together. Thank you for your kind introduction. Every county or region in Virginia has the important elective office of Soil and Water Conservation Director, believe it or not. I am the independent party candidate for regional office with the Northern Virginia Soil Conservation, Water, and District Director. It's a volunteer position and it's unpaid. It's important. Conservation staff monitors all construction sites to ensure barriers are installed, that project soil and water quality exists. Experts recommend the appropriate regional plants and trees. Believe me, I went to one of their meetings. These people are on top of things, and this is a really on-the-ground important work that's being done. And the Green Party, Independent Green Party, is part in maintaining this effort. Our fiscally conservative Independent Green Party is the best way to have clean air, clean water, and fertile soil. Cut taxpayer subsidies to zero for fossil fuels. Cut taxpayer subsidies to zero for big oil. Big auto, big asphalt, big coal. Other positive Green Party New Deal eco jobs for the economy solutions are as follows. More trains, less traffic, more Independent Green Party candidates, less apathy, fiscally conservative, socially responsible government. Stop the billion-dollar boondoggle of toll roads. God. Build rail. And 33,000 Americans are killed each year on highway. 330,000 are injured. Rail is the positive Independent Green Party solution. Rail saves lives. Rail for Gail saves lives. Every dollar invested in rail creates over $20 in economic development. We have to say that over and over again because it's true. Rail increases the values of our houses, homes, and communities. It increases revenue for our school, police, and fire departments. Rail pays for itself through economic growth. Green growth is smart growth. Everybody should know that by now. Rail is a national security issue. Rail provides fast evacuation in an emergency. The Independent Green Party is for 8 new Metro Rail car trains. Our Independent Green Party is for a new dedicated rail passenger rail tunnel under the Potomac River. We also encourage installation of an electronic signal at major intersections for Virginia Rail Express stops. People can see when the next train arrives. Oh, what a concept. We need dedicated passenger rail track for Virginia Rail Express trains. More trains, more tracks, more often. Virginia Rail Express trains with the same frequency as Metro Rail. Come on. Independent Green Party, New Deal, positive solutions are high-speed rail statewide across the United States, like Europe has, for Christ's sake. Green Party, high-speed rail will create 4 million new jobs. We need also a northeast magnetic levitation trains from DC to Richmond, Virginia Beach, Winchester, Bristol, and across Virginia. My name is Steve Pushor, Independent Green Party candidate for Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District Director. I ask for your vote November 3rd, and you can begin absentee on September 18th. Thank you for your time.
In Washington, D.C., the local Green Party is called Statehood Green Party. Please welcome National Green Party leader G. Lee Aiken. Thank you.
Thank you. Not many people realize that here in D.C., one of our biggest issues is green, because we're not even allowed to spend our own tax money if the government decides to shut down. We can't use our money to collect our trash. That has got to stop. That is one reason we need statehood. Another thing is that we have been cheated for 40 years, ever since we got home rule, of a tax benefit we had then. And that tax benefit that we lost is now costing us $85 million a year. And for 10 years, I've been trying to get that restored. Last year, the council said, oh yeah, we should do something about that. Maybe we should phase it in over 6 years. And when I did my taxes, I discovered that they had increased our deductions a little bit, but not as much as the federal government. So we're still very much behind. But our DC government and council and mayor have $69 million that they've put in next year's budget to destroy the last large chunk of green land in the center of the city that belongs to us. McMillan Park, which should be a park for all the people, not something that developers have got a sole source contract on, will be getting the use of that $69 million on next year just to destroy, cover up with asphalt, have huge quantities of runoff for us, and they're already building a 26-foot diameter tunnel to hold this runoff that's going to be created that we are paying for in our water bills. So the issue is green. And one other thing I would like to say about green is we do need better rail. Metro has had a number of terrible accidents, and I think for safety, we must have a second tunnel between us in D.C. and Virginia. This is a safety matter. I mean, we had downtown D.C. was shut for almost a day just a few weeks ago, and that has got to change. They are doing a decent job with bicycles, and my associate, Joyce Robinson-Paul, who's speaking next, will be able to talk more about how Exelon is going to try to take over our utility, Pepco, which we have spent years trying to get to cooperate with us on solar energy. And the other company now has 23 nuclear plants, obsolescent, which are going to cost us a mint, just like the water thing is costing us money to make McMillan Park a place that the big developers can develop for their convenience and not for our use. I have a blog with more than 80 things on it. Many of them are environmental. I urge you to take a look at them. I update them. I put new information. It's sort of an ongoing, each one is an ongoing story. And that is gleeaiken.blogspot.com. GLEEAIKIN.blogspot.com. Look it up. Look at the various articles there and enjoy seeing the new information that I put in on them from time to time. There's solar, there's disasters, there's XL Pipeline, etc. Thank you very much.
I am thrilled to introduce Green Party leader Joyce Robinson-Paul. The Green Party's Joyce Robinson Paul was elected many times to local office in Washington, D.C. As an elected member of the Area Neighborhood Commission, Joyce Robinson Paul advocated positive Green Party solutions. Please welcome D.C. State Green Party's Joyce Robinson Paul.
Hi, good evening. The hour's late, so I'm not going to hold you very long. But we've put up our sign, and we would like all of you to dedicate time to call your congressperson and your senator and tell them, don't delay statehood for the District of Columbia. We have our soldiers who go off to war, and we do not have a voice or a vote in Congress. And that is very difficult when you're trying to get things done in this city. We have 660,000 residents now, and we are all working towards statehood for DC. The most important part of the merger, the Exelon merger, is we're interested in people power. We're not interested in Exelon, which is a nuclear company coming from Chicago to run his nuclear plant in the District of Columbia. But that's right now before the Public Service Commission, and we're trying to make sure that district residents know that that's not something that we want. A video that John Oliver from HBO put on, and you can go to that site and get more information on Statehood for DC. You can also go on www.freedc.org. We're starting an ambassador program where we're going around all over the country asking people to be ambassadors for statehood for the district. We're focusing on the colleges all over the country. I have grandchildren at Pepperdine, at Houston, third year at Houston, and I also have a grandson who is a graduate student at West Virginia State. So all of them are rallying for statehood for the district, but we will continue to work on it until we get it, because we know that everything that you work on that is wrong and that there is a struggle, we can succeed. Thank you very much.